Hello everyone, this is ACH Akaya, and this is the last game that I am casting for the round of 32. This matchup is going to be between JCho and Revan, or Raven. I don't know, I'm not sure how you say that guy's name. Anyways, he is going to be playing as the Red Terran in the lower left, and this map is the two-player map, Steps of War, which once again, the rush distance to each base by ground is very, very short, so a lot of times you see some very creative proxy strategies, especially with Protoss players. I've seen a lot of proxy pylons, proxy gateways, cannon rushes, those sorts of things, but we'll see if either of these players decides to go a little bit creative with their builds this game. But it looks like there is an SCV going out to put the first supply depot down by the entrance of Revan's base, or Revan's base. I don't know, I'm just going to call him Revan because that's a little bit easier to say than Revan, and it doesn't sound quite as weird. But anyways, JCho getting his probes up and running, and his first pylon going down at the entrance to his base. So it looks like both players are planning on playing a pretty standard game, despite the fact that this map is somewhat known for some cheese builds. But anyways, it looks like the probe of JCho going to be scouting out the base of Revan right now and trying to take out that SCV. It looks like he is going to be able to take this SCV down if he does not back it off here. And yes, he does get that SCV with his scouting probe, so already a little bit of a disadvantage for Revan right now, as the probe remains at the entrance for Revan, trying to block that barracks, although it looks like he is going to back off and the barracks is going to go down without any issues. But the probe going to come up here and do a little bit more harassment, trying to take out a second SCV, which if he's able to get two, this could actually be a pretty big deal, although one of his friendly SCVs coming up here to help him right now, and he is almost down. He's got 5 hit points left as this probe is just running around trying to buy himself a few more seconds so that he can get around here and possibly try to get off 1 or 2 more hits on this SCV. And he sneaks by the 2 SCVs trying to guard him, and he does get that second SCV. So this hero probe with 2 kills, killing all these SCVs, and he's going to even delay the barracks timing a little bit here. So some pretty good probe micro, as you can see, by JCho here. So he is showing himself to be a pretty decent Protoss player so far. Meanwhile, back at his base, he does have his first gateway up and has his first assimilator already mining, and the second assimilator going down already. Although he has not yet put up a cybernetics core, it looks like he is just now starting that. So, but taking a look at the income tab, you can see here the number of harvesters, 17 to 4, is the result of that great harassment that we saw from JCho earlier. So he is able to keep up in the income, and actually it looks like he might have a little bit of an advantage on the minerals, but he is also mining gas already, which no gas income for Revan yet, which he is just now getting his SCVs in that mix, but of course he's going to take a little bit of a hit on his mineral income because of that. And looks like 2 more barracks going down here. The first one already started and the second one just now getting started. So he's going to stick with a pretty infantry heavy build, it seems. And meanwhile, JCho is warping in his first zealot, and he's getting ready to put down a citadel right now. But looking at the I have some people had mentioned they want to see the APM tab a little bit more, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up here. Which in the very beginning of the game, there's a lot of spamming APM, so typically that's not a very good measure. But as you can see right now, both players sticking in the right in the 20 to 60 range, although it looks like a little bit higher for the Protoss player JCho right now, staying right around 100 to 150. And the add-on of the reactor going down just in time as the Zealot gets there. And it looks like these Marines are going to be able to force that Zealot to back off. That Zealot barely getting away with only 2 hit points. So just in the nick of time, he's able to get that reactor up to defend his base from that Zealot getting in there. Although with the amount of Marines he had, I don't think he would have had a huge problem holding it off. But looking at his base, he is putting down another reactor, so he may just be going for straight Marines in this build right now. But back at the base of JCho, it looks like he is going to go for a 4-gate push, as he's just now putting down 3 more gateways, and he does have the cybernetics core researching the warp gate ability here. I'm sorry, my brain going a little bit blank there, but anyways, he actually is getting a dark shrine tech as well. He's got that building hidden in the back of his base. So I don't know if the Terran player is going to be prepared for this, as right now the only thing that he has for detection is his orbital command, and it looks like he is actually getting an engineering bay as well. So he will have some turrets up. I'm not sure if he's expecting for a void ray attack, or if he's just getting the engineering base so that he can get his upgrades. But typically you don't see a whole lot of turrets in Protoss versus Terran, so I would not expect him to build a lot, if any. But other than the scan, he does not have a whole lot of detection unless he starts putting some turrets down on this map. So we'll see exactly how that plays out here in just a second. And it looks like Revan is going to move out with his army of Marines and Marauders, although only one Marauder in the mix currently, as he only has one barracks with that Tech Lab attachment. And it looks like he is researching the concussive shell upgrade for his Marauders as well. But going back to the Protoss player's base, it looks like that Dark Shrine is just about finished here. So he is going to have some DTs very shortly, and the Warp Gate technology as well just finishing. And one quick thing to note too is he has put an expansion up at the high yield minerals here over on the left hand side of the map. So if Revan does not scout that soon, he could be at a pretty big disadvantage, as of course the high yield minerals do give you a stronger income. And it looks like the infantry army is going to push up for JCho into this base here, and he's going to be able to take out one pylon, and he may go for the second pylon here as well. And only one DT out for the Protoss player JCho right now. So in the scan going down, going to be able to take down that lone DT. And right now he does not have any other DTs on the map, and he is supply blocked, and all of his gateways go down. So he may actually lose this game despite having the DT tech up and running by the time he needed to. He just does not have any DTs to actually defend this with, but managing to get his probes in the mix here and trying to put down some more pylons so that he can get these gateways up and running and actually get himself from being supply blocked. But a lot of these probes here you can see getting stuck down in the bottom. He needs to kind of back those off and see if he can get this choke back up so that he can get some units out of here. But a couple of these Marines and one Marauder moving in here again, and this pylon is coming online. He's no longer supply blocked, so going to try to get in a couple more DTs. This may be enough. I don't know if he's going to have enough scan to take out both of these DTs or not, but he is going to manage to hold this off just barely by getting that last pylon to allow him to get a couple quick DTs out. And as you can see, he is going to have to retreat his army. Apparently he does not have any more scan available, although just enough energy coming online now. And JCho saying phew, as he barely managed to hold on to his base with that DT. And Revan saying I know, right, because he was aware of how close he was to actually winning this. If he would have had just one more scan available to him, he might have very well been able to take the game down right then and there. But it looks like he is getting one scan down on the entrance, and these DTs going to move up into the base. Revan, for some reason, not putting up his supply depots, although he needs to desperately, because he is trying to take down these. He actually kills the supply depot before it goes down, and Revan trying to build a turret, but that gets taken down very quickly. And as you can see, Dark Templars do one-shot Marines, so Marines is definitely not the units you want to have to go against these Dark Templars, because even if you have scan, DTs can take out a lot of Marines very quickly. And it looks like they're going to back up to this turret that they have in the back of his base here. One DT getting completely surrounded, and the other DT trying to move in here and kill some SCVs to save him. But of course that TT is also going to get surrounded by SCVs. A lot of DTs a lot of kills here for these DTs as they take down a decent amount of SCVs before they are able to get taken down by the Terran player Revan here. But if we look at the unit overlay here, we can see he has been knocked down to 12 SCVs, which currently JCho only has 16 probes, 17 probes now. So these players are not that far off economically because they both lost a decent amount of harvesting units while they were getting attacked respectively. And these DTs just continuing to do a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to force this Marauder to back off, although the DTs can outrun the Marauders. So that DT going to get one last stab in the back there and slice that Marauder in half. His Kappa was detated. But anyways, moving up in here, going to take out a few more infantry units, and Revan still does not have any detection out in the front. He does have one up on the high ground, but having to put down a scan in order to see this lone DT that's out here trying to do some harassment. And this DT going to get a couple more kills. 3 kills already for this DT, make it 4. This Terran player Revan is going to have to back up to this turret so that he can actually see this DT, as I'm sure he is low on energy. He does just once again have barely enough for another scan. But meanwhile, JCho getting his expansion up and running at the high yield. And as we can see, Revan is not yet aware of it. So that income is unbeknownst to him as JCho gets that expansion up and running and is continuing to macro up more units, although it looks like he is going to have to get a pylon up here to power the Cybernetics core so that he can actually get ranged units out. And putting down 2 more gateways right now as well, although no Blink or Zealot charge upgrades being researched yet. So it looks like JCho had a very specific build order in mind getting to these DTs and is going to strictly use those for the time being. But